Hey guys, it's your boy, Sith Lord Joey, otherwise known as still Yoda Joe 93. Even though my name changes, I'll always be Yoda Joe 93. It's just gonna be a part of who I am. But guys, I just got back from watching Ballerina. It's been a while since we've done a face on camera video. We've been doing a lot of music videos lately, and I still have another music video coming tonight. But I just saw a new movie, which means we gotta talk about it. So guys, people keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But right now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm...
Keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
From mastering jiu-jitsu, intense firearms training, and even fighting against Keanu Reeves, Ana de Armas had to undergo rigorous training, much like a real-life Ruska Roma assassin, for her highly anticipated role in John Wick Ballerina. A John Wick boot camp pushes the limits of both body and mind. And today, we're giving you an inside look at just how brutal it can be. Welcome to Explained.
That was amazing!
In the world of John Wick, assassin training isn't just physical. It's psychological, strategic, and often deeply personal.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
And this is, of course, the case in Ballerina, the latest spin-off in the John Wick universe. Ballerina is set between the events of chapters 3 and 4. With this role, Ana de Armas is stepping firmly into the John Wick universe, and she is not holding back. Before looking at the training Ana de Armas went through, we wanted to look at the most intense training regimes Keanu Reeves went through for the John Wick series, where he trained for a total of 4,000 hours. Keanu committed to a regimen that pushed both body and mind to their limit. 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, split into 2 sessions. 2 hours in the morning, a break for lunch, and then 2 more hours in the afternoon. So, to kick us off, we have his nunchuck training. Traditional martial arts weapons are given a practical twist. Unlike fixed weapons, nunchaku have unpredictable recoil. Reeves had to train specifically in how to control the energy after impact, which is something even experienced martial artists struggle with.
Different holstering, and then threads with guns, and then hitting, and disarms, and go throw.
It's well known that Keanu Reeves regularly trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and various Kung Fu styles. With over 2 decades of experience and an honorary black belt from the International Judo Federation, he even impressed the famous Machado brothers.
They have that focus, that determination, everything perfect. Is very impressive. He's already very sharp in techniques. I love John Wick. I think it was one of the best fight scenes ever.
3, 2, 1, go!
Martial arts wasn't the only training Reeves dedicated a lot of time to. He also had to become very familiar with guns, and to guide him through that was trainer Taron Butler. Taron focused on weapons manipulation and realistic shooting techniques. Butler's training included live fire practice, weapon transitions, and reloading while fighting.
Well, I've trained a lot of actors in the past. Usually it's, a couple weeks, get the grip down, the reloads, all this stuff like that. They wanted to go next level. He wanted to push. And he put in so many hours, so much dedication, asking so many questions, and he's kind of never satisfied. He's always, even with almost a perfect run, he's kind of like he knows the details of the little minor millisecond he might have lost to something he was doing there on the run.
Taron and his team even developed a custom gun based on competitive shooting parameters to provide Keanu with the best tool for the job.
I come up with those designs, like right here. Like, I can't think of anything better than this Pit Viper. It's flat shooting, just insane gun, trigger, the whole thing, like reloads. You just can't beat this handgun.
Reeves isn't the only actor Taron has trained, with the likes of Michael B. Jordan being trained for his recent role in Sinners, and Bad Boy actor Will Smith for his role in the latest movie Ride or Die.
That's all good. That's good. 7 seconds.
Before we dive into Ana de Armas' intense training, we can't overlook the training Keanu Reeves did to be able to hang from the side of a horse and still fire a weapon. To be able to do this, Keanu trained with the horse master Tad Griffiths, and not just any horse riding, trick riding, a form of horse riding that dates back to 500 BC. Although Reeves wasn't originally written into the script, it was a happy surprise for fans of the franchise to see him return to the role one more time.
She sent you here to kill me?
Or you can leave.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice. Seeing, training with Anna and then getting to the scenes that we have, she's a wonderful actress, so talented. She's quite a presence.
When most actors prepare for an action role, the training is short and hyper-focused, just enough to sell the illusion of physicality on camera. A few weeks of learning to fire a gun and take a fall, and then it's off to set with stunt doubles ready to step in. But what was it like entering the brutal world of John Wick, where everything is real? Before Ballerina, Ana de Armas had done some action training, but nothing like this.
That's it. Nice. Nice.
She previously underwent rigorous physical training and stunt training for her role as Agent Danny Miranda in The Gray Man, including intense workouts and firearm practice. But for her lead role in the John Wick spin-off, she went through 4 months of intense physical prep.
It was really intense. It was kind of like, first I had to do strength training, then I would go to the 8711 facilities.
Here, she trained hand-to-hand combat daily to develop her strikes, blocks, and takedowns until they became automatic. It was foundational, real-world training, not just stage fighting. As well as martial arts like Keanu, Ana went through her weapons training with Taron Butler, focusing on target rotation and quick draws. Skills you would definitely need going up against an assassin like John Wick. But what makes the John Wick universe stand out is its inventive, sometimes absurd, lethal use of everyday items. Do you remember the pencil as a murder weapon? So for Ana, that meant embracing the unexpected. One of her favorite sequences involved fighting with ice skates, a stylishly brutal moment born out of the franchise's love for creative combat.
I really was on board with the ice skates. When Len told me that idea, I was like, heck yeah, we need to put that on. Like, we need to make it happen because it's just so brilliant. So using that, thing in the John Wick of like everyday objects was really, it was very logical for me to do it that way.
Ana's character takes it up a level from using an ice skate for a weapon. This time, in one of her favorite scenes, we see Eve bring a flamethrower to a gunfight.
I just love the flow of the scene and how she's just moving through the space and figuring out what's around her that she can use. And it feels like very overwhelming because there's a lot of men on top of her in a closed space, and she really has no exit. There's no way out. And how she just, blazes through, and burns all these people.
A lot of times the acting is secondary to remembering the choreography, and she is acting all through that, which is, for a director, amazing.
John Wick Ballerina isn't just another spin-off. It's a savage extension of a real world built on rules, consequences, and pain. And Ana de Armas doesn't just step into this universe, she owns it. And just like Wick, she doesn't run from the pain, she channels it. So, what do you guys think? Could you train like an assassin? Let us know in the comments.
Back. So guys, I just got back from Ballerina, so here's gonna be my non-spoiler thoughts on the film, and this will be a pretty lengthy one. We're gonna get into it. Okay, so Ballerina is the next John Wick spin-off film, directed by I can't remember the director, something Wiseman, right? If someone remembers in the comments, let me know. But so this whole movie was basically, it had to be reworked from the actual people that did the John Wick film. We just got into a whole deal with Continental, how they basically, the director was slamming Continental because they didn't get their approval and build their world the way that they wanted to, and that was the whole thing. But we're going to talk about Ballerina. So Ballerina stars Amadeus Armas, cameo appearance of Mr. John Wick himself. We also have, of course, Ian McShane popping up again. Last performance ever of our friend the bellhop from the original movies. And we also have another big name in this one is, of course, our lead star is Amadeus Armas. We also get Norman Reedus in here, which is pretty cool. So this movie starts out, and when the movie starts out, you kind of have like this B-team energy of like it's pretty good action, but it starts out with wannabe Jensen Ackles protecting his daughter, which ends up being Eve, our lead character. And so the beginning of the movie, it's pretty all right, very Resident Evil-esque action, very combination of Splinter Cell a little bit, like it's looking good. There's some cool moves, some kicks, and the choreography, it's good, like modern day action, but it's not John Wick worthy yet. But the movie, it hooks you. You're kind of like, all right, let's watch it. Let's see where this goes. We still have a 2-hour runtime to work with, so let's see where the film goes and see where it takes from. So I'm really liking where that goes here. And so then as the movie progresses, you see Eve makes her first kill. You see that happen, and Winston finds her after the death of the father, because the father basically broke the rules, as like most people do in this franchise. And Winston takes her to the director, and then the director wants to teach Eve, how to be a ballerina, like the title. And the ballerina would turn her into a cold-blooded assassin. But something I really appreciate about this movie is the fact that Amadeus Armas' character, Eve, unlike John Wick, she isn't just a cold-blooded killer branded. And something we talk about in Krav Maga a lot is that if a female is shorter or weaker than a man, big strong men can just pick up girls and throw them around. And normally, you get to see in most movies, in the woke agenda we face, women are constantly looking like badass, like flawless people, can't be touched, all these horrible things that we see, like Captain Marvel and stuff. This movie doesn't have any of that. That's what I love about it. It actually gives you a strong female character with good writing, good motivation, and she doesn't just dominate everyone. She gets her ass kicked a lot, and then literally becomes this amazing character. And it's so good. And every fight scene in this movie just gets better and better. The action set pieces, like the movie starts, okay, B-team stuff in the beginning, interesting. Then as the movie crescendos, action scene, beautiful, John Wick worthy choreography. We're talking action scenes from like using a remote as a weapon, because John Wick's known for the improvised weapon. There's great a fight scene from the trailer where there's a fight outside a car. Oh, there's a fight in a classic nightclub involving ice. Oh, there's an ice skating rink fight where in a boathouse she uses some ice skates like nunchucks. It's brutal and bloody brilliant. Like, this whole movie is bloody brilliant. I love it. And then there's a flamethrower sequence that's crazy, and then the crescendo end fight. So like, the sad thing is, when John Wick enters the story, he's kind of a placeholder where it's great to see him. I love seeing him shooting people, but the movie's about Eve. And when John Wick kind of enters, you're kind of distracted from that. He's like, oh my gosh, it's John Wick. It's like, and it's sad because like, it's great to see him, but one thing that's great is that everyone thought with this movie being released that John Wick was going to be the best thing about it. But honestly, Eve's a great character, and I want to see where she goes further in the future. So I have no negatives really with this movie. I think it's a very strong movie. I love all the action sequences. You can tell that Amadeus Armas trained for a long time to be great in this movie, and I think she delivers. I think it's one of the finest action movies we got this year. Easily one of my favorite movies this year. Better than Thunderbolts. I definitely think it's not quite to the level of Sinners, but as a fan of action, modern day action, and old school Hong Kong action, as well as a martial artist myself, it scratched my itch I've been needing, and I really loved it. I love Ballerina. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I got it, man. No, fuck it. 9.5 out of 10. Movie's fantastic. I love it. I'm going to be talking about it more. I hope you enjoy my review. Thank you guys so much. It was great to see Norman Reedus in here. Loved his cameo in here. Go see Ballerina in theaters. It is worth it. It is a great spectacle. And John Wick is a more consistent franchise than Mission Impossible, so you guys deserve to go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys saw Ballerina, what did you think about it? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments below. Thank you, and have a great night. Goodbye.